But for me, I mean, Wolves was just doing typical Wolves things.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
stealing buffs left and right.
We've been focusing on Trans and Cameron, but that game was won in the solo lane. Wolves, I cringe when I see this. He stole speed and blue like 3 times in a row, just with his Fearless, like 3 people standing next to him. It's just, I mean, that's how Wolves gets ahead almost every game. His tier is nasty. He just steals every buff.
And then in the early game, Aware recognizes this. They rotate to the right side, and ALG take a free Gold Fury.
It really seemed like Aware struggled to punish Allegiance in what they were doing, right? Allegiance was getting over aggressive sometimes, and a couple times they were able to pick off, you know, like Clow and stuff, but Wolves kinda was just left alone to his own devices, and even when they were able to punish people, they weren't able to get more off of it, right? When Cyno or Wolves found a pick or did something, they were typically in a spot to, you know, steal more buffs, steal farm, you know, look for a tower. It felt like Aware was always on the defensive, where it's like, yeah, we got a kill when they invaded our buff, but we still lost it, and we have nothing to take on the map.
That's the big thing for me, is that Aware felt very reactive as opposed to proactive. I mean, it was Boronic was using his ults defensively most of the game. He didn't die until the very end, which was impressive, but what was not impressive was his player damage. Just wasn't able to get in there. KhaoticPurpose goes full tank Fenrir, basically, not up there in the player damage like he usually is. Aware just didn't have that aggressiveness that really lends itself to them.
What I'm really looking forward to see is if KhaoticPurpose can steal buffs, because that's always been a big problem with him, and he's not aggressive enough in the enemy jungle, and that's what Cyno does. That's what Wolves lives for. So I want to see if KhaoticPurpose can turn it around and maybe steal a couple speeds or a couple blues.
It feels like KhaoticPurpose wants to deathmatch. He'll go to your back card piece to kill you, but not actually to steal the back card piece.
Yeah, and everyone knows that's not the most important part. You want that speed. You want that blue. You don't really need those kills.
Well, Aware are going to steal something, and it's going to be the Zeus first pick.
I like this. I like it a lot because Clow obviously looked very comfortable on it, was near the top of the player damage charts that entire game. And Boronic, even though we said how comfortable he is on that Habwa, it just didn't work out for them. The problem is that you've left open Athena Nemesis again.
But this time it's on the other end, right? It's CynoSure, although, yeah, he carried. So it's hard, right? Because Cyno is so well versed, right? And we talked about it. Oh, we should ban. I heard Jelly going, oh, we need to ban out Trans. Oh, we need to ban out Cyno. But it feels like no one on Allegiance can really be banned out anymore.
Not anymore. Clow has the smallest god pool, I would say, or maybe Matt Koiz. I mean, those two will stick to their guns basically. But if you've only got 2 guys who don't have this incredibly wide god pool, you're in great shape. I mean, you literally cannot ban out Transonics or Wolves.
I like these picks. Kenshin's most comfortable god, in my opinion, is Bacchus. You saw when Aware won those games, they've been 4-0 so far. Bacchus Ra was how they were winning, and it was really the Bacchus. I mean, the Ra was like the damage, but his flops and everything had been on point. Pretty good against Athena. He can just jump over the Athena dashes, and also the Rat can get behind, can stun out the Nem if he tries to go on the Zeus. But yeah, the Bacchus pick, I think, is a good idea right here.
Typical support player. You know, the Ra was the damage and the kills and all the cool stuff, but the flops, though.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
I mean, the flops, though. I mean, he's not hitting that wut the flop to guarantee it,
dude,
right?
I don't need any setup. Oh, wait, we're talking about Boronic? Yeah, it was the flops.
You definitely needed setup. But also, I mean, Ratatoskr Bacchus, besides just, you know, talking about, you know, flopping over the Athena dash, and you know, a lot of it too is that ability to dive into the backline. And you know, right now it's 3 tanky gods that Rat and Bacchus probably aren't going to focus on, but that's something that Clow needs to think of when he picks his god. Is it going to be someone that can be abused by that Bacchus and Ratatoskr jumping on me in the backline?
If I'm Aware, I'm first ban here, Vulcan, right off the bat. No reason to give Clow a god that he's very, very comfortable on and can put in a lot of damage on.
And it's hard to kill. It's hard to kill. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to kill Vulcan on Rat because you land on him, but he can just knock you up before you can really even get your stun off. So Bacchus is okay against Vulcan, but even him can just get knocked up. So I like the Vulcan ban.
And it's Erlong Shin ban. And the other side, the tier picked up early here for Wolves this time. Just probably going to ban away any counter matchups he doesn't want to face.
I mean, no, I'm kind of surprised they banned the Erlong, considering how well he did into that matchup, even though that's typically considered
it's not a good matchup.
Yeah, the Erlong should win that.
But I mean, he was level 20. Erlong was level 16 and Wolves level 20
Well, to be fair, I mean, that was kind of enabled by CynoSure. We saw First Blood utilizing the Athena and the Nemesis ult, and that was kind of their plan, right? It's ALG's like, let's just get Wolves ahead, and then once Wolves had like a couple level lead, let them run wild.
So here's what I'm looking at. When we've been playing against Aware, DoctorL, their solo laner, really only played 3 gods against us. It was Amy, Erlong, and Osiris. He played Osiris like 3 games.
I remember him playing a lot
against
of Osiris.
Us,
yeah.
and it didn't work, but he kept playing it. So I know that he likes that god. I want to see if he plays it. It's pretty good against Athena. It's pretty good against Nem. It's okay against Tyr, I think. I'm gonna see if he. I'm excited to see if he picks it because his other two gods that he's been playing are banned.
We in some season 2 stuff here, boys. If Clow locks in this Poseidon, but overall, Poseidon's a great pick here. I mean, Athena taunt into the Whirlpool. Bacchus and Ratatoskr aren't going to be dashing anywhere. Nemesis ult into Whirlpool. You don't even need the Kraken to really shred them as long as Koiz has that taunt leveled up enough that you can keep them locked in that cripple. I like this pick a lot.
I think the only weakness is kind of the overlapping of slows in that when you see a Nemesis, you're almost always going to go Winged Blade, right? Most characters, maybe a couple don't, but you know, now you're going to have the Poseidon that's also going to activate that. So it kind of overlaps, but at the same time, I mean, you can even bait out the Winged Blade with a Whirlpool earlier on.
For sure, a Whirlpool, a Slice and Dice, anything like that. And plus the Athena dash you can get slowed by. Tyr ult. You've got plenty of ways to pop that Wing Blade and then re-engage in really full-on commit with a Whirlpool Kraken.
It's Anhur. Okay. All right. I mean, that shows you that Cam wants to solo him still. Oh, hooey. This is going to be a brawl in the duo lane.
This is going to be a no-holds-bar. I think everyone needs to agree. I'm with you, Jelly. Just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Let them 1v1.
Gentleman's agreement.
I don't know if that'll actually happen. By the way, did we count that kill as a solo for Cameron? Or was the Fenrir a part of that in any way?
The Fenrir was there. That's not a solo.
I don't know. He came in at the end. I think he was dead before he got involved. We'll leave it to this game. Who do you have for this one, Jelly?
I think I'm taking it with Allegiance. I think Transon he can carry.
I've got Aware, actually. I like their comp.
I'm actually a big fan of Aware's comp as well, but it's going to be about how they can utilize it. We got Tom and Tolly standing by to bring you game 2.
Aware's got the comp, but Allegiance have the Poseidon. That's one of Aggro's favorites, and seeing that, you know, I really like to watch Cloud play it. I was a little bit more excited for the Hades. I thought we were actually going to see the Hades. Sure, but at the end of the day, we actually do see the Poseidon. I got to agree with Jelly over there, though. Let him fight. Cameron and Trans, just leave him in the lane and let him fight. I want to see that. That's what I want to see out of this game.
I mean, I definitely want to see it too, but seeing an Athena support for Allegiance on Koiz, we're probably not going to see them be able to get off any clean one-on-ones realistically. Sure. They're going to get bailed out in the nick of danger, just like last game, actually. But this time around, I'm really excited to see Boronic playing the Zeus this time around, not on the Habwa. He should be able to be a little bit more impactful, at least on the player damage side of things, in the early game.
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, Boronic is known for his Habwa for some reason, but for me, it's his positioning and how safe he generally can position, and Zeus is a character that really makes use of that. Very early, Cameron looking for Koiz, gets a stun, bringing him down to half HP.
And that's going to force out the dash. For Athena, level 1, normally you want to get that shield wall to be able to clear the red buff or the back harpies just a little bit quicker. So that's going to hurt the clear out of Allegiance just a little bit. Not too much, but Transonics, though, what is he doing in this solo lane?
Just wrapping around,
weird.
Looking to see if he can bother anybody. That's his game plan. But Transonics now going to back him and he'll generally be fine. Everybody will head back to their relatively normal lanes.
So yet again, Allegiance is doing this double rat start. They want to be able to really disrupt the flow from Aware in the early game at least. I don't expect Koiz to really get in position to Wrath invade this time around, but he is moving a little bit more south. No, okay, he's coming back up north. He wouldn't really get there in time if he wanted to.
Yeah, he's just looking out, and plus the fact that he has the dash, a lot of things not going in his favor, so. Aware Gaming going to start off without their buffs being invaded this time around. We'll see how big of a deal that one winds up being.
And that's going to be a good idea, though, for them to now get into this mid lane with Boronic having this red buff. We saw what Clow was able to do in the early game with the red buff Zeus, so now at this time around, having to deal against his Poseidon instead. Still has a very good clear at level 1, really able to disrupt the flow. That knockback actually separates the wave so much that the shield wasn't giving Zeus the right opportunity to hit all 6 minions.
I like the Poseidon pick. I like the Poseidon pick more recently than I have in the past. One, Gem of Isolation has been buffed and is now a nice little pick. It's expensive still, but it fits into the build a little bit more nicely than it did when it was lower power. So now at 90 power, I think Gem of Isolation is less annoying to really have to purchase. Not only do you have that, but Clow is also a fantastic player, and on the Poseidon, this is one of his go-tos, and the desk really highlighted the Winged Blade situation as well.
And I like the fact that this Poseidon is being paired up with xCynosurex on the Nemesis, being able to really find targets and burst them down with that Whirlpool full Kraken combination off of the Nemesis ulti, just being able to really shred people down. And depending on how frisky Allegiance are with that kind of a style, I wouldn't be surprised if they go for more of a cooldown reduction kind of style, just to be able to maybe blow up the supports at every single cooldown.
Yeah, there's a distinct window of opportunity. When we get there, we'll talk a little bit more about it. Nice damage coming out of ALG in this duo lane. Cameron and Kenshin just grouped up a little bit too much, more so than you normally can against the Hou.
At this point, Transonics going into the Death Toll Devourer's Glove start, trying to kind of expect the 1v1 box potential that Cameron is showing with the Anhur in the draft at this point. So as a result, now wanting to get that early lifesteal and win some of these skirmishes.
Yeah, and you can see Cameron just positioning himself like he wants to fight it, and both these hunters, they're well aware. This is going to be a fun one, Tully.
I'm excited to see how the laning phase transitions once these supports do leave and we start seeing these 3v3 in the mid jungle support combinations around these mid harpies, and then we're going to see some of these boxing potentials between Transonics and Cameron on this Hou Yi. We could see some really flashy bounces off the walls.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll keep an eye on it for sure. There's a dash in, double taunt coming out, again shield wall, and the ricochet. Gonna deal some damage right there. Koiz down to about half HP, so is Kenshin, but both of our hunters relatively safe.
And now the Fire Giant Elementals are going to be taken on the way, but look at the Kraken given the first blood. Is this not enough return damage as KhaoticPurpose taking out Clow?
Just good positioning coming out from the guys unaware. This time around, quite the opposite. Kenshin gets the Suns on top of his face. And Cameron able to get away. There's the ultimate out of the other jungler, however, 1-on-2. Not enough follow-up damage, and KhaoticPurpose just gonna laugh.
Look at that little squirrel just like floating on his tail. That's like the most humiliating thing whenever you couldn't kill a little squirrel and then he's just like gliding on his tail away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, Ratatoskr can really grind players' gears, that's for sure. 1-1 here in the early game. Nice little ganks going on in the mid lane, and you know, Clow showed us why the Poseidon's going to be strong against this Ratatoskr. You can just drop the Kraken on your feet, but unfortunately for Clow, Boronic was around the corner as well, and the Zeus damage certainly came in the clutch.
Definitely want to be paired up with your jungler at any given opportunity. The knockup from the ultimate is just so easy to set up a lot of this guaranteed Zeus damage, especially at this point in time before Clow's level 12, not having the Sanctuary quite yet.
Man, that rat. Even the way he clears is so annoying. Really grinds my gears when I play against him. So.
You know what's funny? Somebody made a YouTube video about some of the most annoying game character sounds not too long ago, and actually Ra was listed as the one of the number 4 ones or so. Surprised that Ratatoskr wasn't up there.
Yeah, I can see Ra, and people don't like to laugh. Ram as well. Rama can be rather. Well, I don't want to speak ill of Rama. I'm going to get tweeted at by Marvels.
You don't like the VL from Jermaine?
From Jermaine and Marvels.
Ha 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 ha.
Really? Can you do it again?
Ha 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 ha.
Never do that again. Nice little taunt from Kenshin. That's the combo, baby. XCynosurex just securing it. I'll take a large number 2, please. That one, Allegiance takes to go.
And that's going to be the target for Allegiance, just picking off the support Kenshin on this Bacchus. He's not quite tanky yet. He just now finishing off his Traveler shoes, and this Nemesis Poseidon combination is just going to be easy pickings.
Poseidon finally goes back to base and finishes the Doom Orb, and this is the window of opportunity that I was talking about. Technically starting at level 5, but really once you get some items going, level 7 here on this Poseidon until level 12. Nobody on the side of Aware actually has a Sanctuary just yet. So this is the window of opportunity where the XCynosurex Cloud combination is going to go nuts. I need to see Team Allegiance come through with their mid-jungle combo and utilize this to get Gold Furies, to get towers. This, for the next 5 or 7 minutes, they win. Auto, because nobody can deal with this combination of Nemesis Kraken.
Without the Wrath, I definitely have to agree with you, but also Boronic on the Zeus is going to be doing wonders with the Detonate, finding the triple stacks, finding that Trucker Horn, as you like to call it.
Yep.
And that's going to be very impactful for Aware to ride off of the success of Boronic, whether or not he can get the stacks with the Detonate. So just have to always hold the hand of his jungler, especially with any sort of semi-global pressure that KhaoticPurpose can provide.
Absolutely, and you know, you heard me get excited about the combination. I mean, XCynosurex and Clow, when they ult somebody, it dies. You have a Nemesis ultimate just compounding the damage of the Kraken, and that's a dead target. So you prioritize Boronic so that he's not able to get that detonate off, and then you look elsewhere, and that's exactly what Team Allegiance need to do. And it's a very small window of opportunity. As soon as level 12s roll around, Aware, they're buying Sanctuaries.
A little bit of a 4-on-4 grouping up around this Gold. You're a nice aggressive jump. Unfortunately, not really connecting on the ricochet, but doing a lot of damage with that ultimate. The rotation from the Athena ultimate, though, not really going to be able to find the kill onto camera, but it's going to put him in a position where he's half health, not much mana, he has to back to base, and that's going to be a free wave for Transonics.
Kenshin trying to defend zone buffs, and Wolves going to flip away.
And we have the rotation from KhaoticPurpose landing on in the Wrath just to be able to stun it out, but not going to buy enough time. But the heal does come online. The Intoxicate chunking him a little bit further. He could get off a Fearless, but the stun is going to finally secure the kill. And meanwhile, the Gold Fury was being started, but it was Liege. And now we see Boronic caught in an awkward position as 3 members from Allegiance capitalize.
Yeah, just collapse. Transonics comes from the south side. CynoSure comes from the north side alongside Koiz. And there's just nowhere for Boronic to go on that squishy Zeus. Gold Fury is going to be taken down by Team Allegiance, and that's our first real lead of the game. 7.5 on the clock, 3 kills to 2. Allegiance, they've earned their lead in both kills and gold, sitting up 2,000.
But because of the kill earlier on to Wolves, we see that Aware was able to really steal away the right side jungle. They got the speed buff, they got the blue buff, and now they're still being able to stay a little bit more relevant in the game, despite Allegiance having this about 1,500 gold lead heading into the 8-minute mark. We still see that Aware are looking for plays elsewhere.
Even still, Tully, you know, Team Allegiance is certainly off to a strong lead, and this is what they need to control, because unlike last time, they had the Nemesis and the Zeus. That game could have gone 50 minutes, and Allegiance can still feel okay. With the composition that they have here now, I don't know about that one. Now, you have the Nemesis, which bodes well for the late game. You've got Transonics on the Ho Yi, but Kraken Man in the mid lane is a character that does get sort of overdeveloped. As the late game comes on, some of these other mages, Zeus specifically, are going to be able to take advantage of them.
Definitely have to be looking for kills onto the mid mage, especially having that Doom Orb. You want to make sure that you shut him down gold-wise, and as well as limiting his damage, because every single death, that Doom Orb will reset to half stacks. So definitely want to be looking to punish Cloud for his glass cannon build.
Again, Cameron, Transonics looking for the fight. Stun on stun. The ultimate completely negated. Cameron's going to jump into the ult of Transonics himself. The mark is still on. Trans can't go too deep. Looks for the ricochet, just barely off. Transonics got to hold that one, but Chaotic has to hold that. Both mids get a kill. One on Cloud, one on a KhaoticPurpose. And Team Allegiance and Aware Gaming trade out kills.
And this is what we're talking about, trying to shut down Cloud. And now his Doom Orb stacks get reset, but at least they got KhaoticPurpose in the process. But yet again, Transonics not finding a kill, but he gets enough pressure to get the tower very low. But now, canceling out his back, Transonics going to get stunned out. But no one really here in position to follow up off of Kenshin's play.
Yeah, I mean, Trans just going to walk. He'll walk north. The tower will stand for now, so no 10-minute tower for Mr. Transonics, unfortunately for him. But that tower is just barely standing up.
And that's going to be definitely an easy target for Transonics in the future. About 3 hits, but a rotation from KhaoticPurpose trying to defend his own speed buff. Landing down onto 2, but the shield from CynoSure just topping him back off. DoctorL can't really do anything to follow up, just has to go back into his lane.
And he's gonna walk away, 25% HP. He'll have some trouble a little bit later if Team Allegiance decide to get a little bit more aggressive. Cameron, on the other hand, going to play it safe, look towards his pigs, and then head back to lane. He's pushed up as Transonics has gone back to base, so Trans will miss about half of this wave to the tower.
Now we see Clow on the left-hand side soloing these mid-harpies, and this is the point in time where teams are just waiting for the Gold Fury to respawn, so they have to find the right positioning with the wards. We see the dash from Koiz finding 2 in a taunt. The Whirlpool Kraken confirming Boronic, but yet again trading 1 for 1, favoring Aware because of the Doom Orb stacks.
And that's going to happen virtually every single time. Wolves finds Cameron with the Fearless Power Cleave combination. Gets one as well. There's the stance switch. Brings home Cameron. Nice little Intoxicate coming out. Koiz in trouble. Dashes away. Wolves by himself. Trying to find an exit. Looking for a heal as well. Grabs KhaoticPurpose. Fearless Power Cleave. Slice and dice. See you later. But DoctorL dishing out prescriptions of his own. Koiz, sit down.
So far it's 3 for 2, but a nice rotation. The Wrath trying to buy time, but DoctorL gets eliminated as well. So overall, that's going to be a 4 for 2. Allegiance getting the better end of that one. They're looking for even more things to take. They're going to start looking at the jungle side solo lane.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Fire Giant. I was like, 11 minutes? I'd like to see it. I don't know if it's going to work out.
It's a little spicy, but I
don't think it's going to work out.
I don't think it's going to work out
I don't
either.
think that's the game plan. But in any event, Team Allegiance, 8 kills. They've been able to find some. And right away, you've got to notice that Clow has been answered back virtually every single team fight. You got to look at that one. Clow's positioning could probably be a little bit better.
I would have to agree with you there, but now as a result, he's building into that Wind Blade, trying to get that health that he really needs to survive, especially if there's going to be a rotation from DoctorL on this Vamana. Now, he doesn't have Frostbound Hammer yet, but now it's going to make it a little less tempting for him to go that kind of a route.
Exactly, just too many options. And Clow in general does like to build safe, but we'll see what the adaptation is, because I don't think it's all just Clow. I'd like to see some peel for Clow as well.
Absolutely. It gives him even more mobility as well, because Poseidon, even without the Wing Blade off of his passive, as long as that Tide meter is a little bit higher up, he will have the movement speed. But now trying to catch Cameron on a lazy back, finding the knockup, but Koiz is here to confirm the kill. Cloud with the last hit in hand, and this is the worst timing too, because Golfear has just respawned.
Again, Team Allegiance understanding when and why to fight. It's not just about fighting for fighting's sake. KhaoticPurpose dodges the wave, and right there's a beautiful up down coming out of Trans, gonna bring down Boronic. Xynosurex giving chase. KhaoticPurpose taunting and laughing, but Xynosurex gets the last laugh that time. Puts double digits up for his team. 11 in total. Transonics with the classic Trans flank. Tier 1 tower goes down. Ricochet is good. So is the basic out of Xynosurex. 505 for the jungler. Team Allegiance looking good on all positions.
They found 4 kills. They found the Tier 1 on the left-hand side. They also found the solo tower in the process, with DoctorL rotating in mid, trying to trade tower for tower. Not really going to find it there, but as a result, with the Golfear respawning, Allegiance are looking to push their lead even further.
Yeah, I mean, this is very early on. Team Allegiance is looking hot here. Koiz low, but so is Gold Fury. Should be fine. Can Cameron find Koiz? Koiz goes in for it, trusting his teammates. The Whirlpool, the Slice and Dice, the Basics, the Smackdown. And Cameron just, what are you doing, bud?
Cameron got slipping, unfortunately. He took one step a little bit too far into that Whirlpool, man. It's a little slippery there.
That's
and that's going to be another free kill yet again for Allegiance, just being able to control every stage of the game. Not looking to slow down anytime soon. Already having about a 6,000 goal lead, but now whiffing, unfortunately, the tier ultimate. More of a zoning ult than anything else. Catching DoctorL with the Fearless. He's not done yet, though. Going to get knocked out. Barely enough mana to get away from that one is DoctorL.
KhaoticPurpose. Ults.
He wanted to make sure that there's no shenanigans in the solo lane. Wolves trying to dive that tier 2 tower. KhaoticPurpose like, all right, man, if he dives a little bit too far out, I got your back.
Okay. Because realistically, I always like to see I generally will see the almost play that the player was going for. Maybe it was just a little bit out of range. Maybe it was, but that one I just didn't see. So.
No, not at all. But we're going to see Kenshin diving in the backline, getting off a double intoxicate, but just a little bit too out of position is the follow-up. But already Koiz getting really low, having to back off. He still has his ultimate, though, to get back into this team fight.
Wolves from the right side grabs the mid-mage, bring them down to half HP. Allegiance retreated a little bit too far to respond, however. So Cloud's got a long way to go. Whirlpool, Kraken, double hit on Kenshin and friends, but not enough to bring them down low enough to death. There's a double kill for Cloud. He takes down DoctorL. And the players that got hit with the Kraken, well, they didn't wind up dying totally, but it's the same result. They just leave the picture.
They're just doing a great job, absolutely winning these team fights off of the back of these taunts, setting up Cloud so easily for these Whirlpool Kraken combinations, and now Transonics is waiting for the right opportunity. He's going to grab the boards before looking for a 1v1 fight.
And here, Mark of the Crow gets jumped on top, knocked away from the pillar. That's going to work out better for Trans than Cameron. Still looking for the basics. Stun onto stun. Purification out of both. Down come the Suns, trying to bait out the time. Sanctuary is going to be used by the Anhur. And Cameron, he's got the health advantage. He's half HP. Transonics down to about a quarter. But here comes help. Caught in a whirlpool. Cloud takes him out. No 1v1s in professional play, son. 17 kills in total for ALG.
And now DoctorL is here trying to avenge him with KhaoticPurpose. They will trade out Hunter for Hunter, and now Cloud left alone, but the Winged Blade has procced. He has the mobility with his Tide meter, so he's going to be able to retreat onto safety. No one else really here from Allegiance to respond after that return kill, though.
Yeah, that was Transonics baiting his opposing hunter into a 1v1, knowing that Clow's going to help out, and the fight just took so long that you had to know that Aware was coming. Transonics probably should have just retreated and gotten the hell out of there because, like I said, that's a 20-minute fight.
Yeah, there is no 1v1s anymore in Smite, like you mentioned before. Everybody's going to be making that rotation. You always have to worry about the global pressure. KhaoticPurpose on the Ratatoskr, Koiz on the Athena, and as a result, we see that it was CaMeRxN that got the worser end of things to initiate things off with, but at least they got the response, taking out Transonics, and that's what Aware really needs to do, is just find the return kills, and it's going to favor them too. With a 3-level disadvantage, CaMeRxN will respawn faster.
Wolves finds CaMeRxN just a little bit, but of no consequence. The rest of the players for Aware Gaming on the same side, but the rest of Allegiance, however, on the right side.
They're hunting for DoctorL here underneath him. They're trying to find another Whirlpool Kraken combination. It does come into play, but the Kraken Center doesn't even matter if it's in the middle. They find the kill regardless. Just not enough tankiness on this Vamana before the big baby form.
Boronic playing it safe on the backside. Wolves wants to see how far he can get in there. It's Wolves' job to play defense and keep everybody away from the Fire Giant, which is exactly what ALG is going to start up. Half HP on the objective, the rest of Aware nowhere near it. In fact, CaMeRxN is going to the other side of the map. That's completely incorrect.
Now Kenshin, he's wanting to try to go for the Fire Giant seal, but not having that Wrath available on his side, or DoctorL being dead still, there's no real way to really steal this one.
Exactly. So Aware just going to go to the other side of the map. And like I said, Clow's going hunting, looking for Aware. Can't find him.
Look how fast he is. My God, that Tide meter with his second
just
steroid
zooming.
as well. Yeah,
Metro zooming, dude.
it's like a Mazda. Zoom,
What?
Zoom. Isn't that Mazda? Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, when I think of a fast car,
No, I don't
maybe
think Mazda.
Ferrari,
No, I
maybe
don't think that.
Lamborghini,
No, that's their
maybe
whole motto, man.
Maserati, but like, man,
Remember that old jingle that they had?
I do remember it now, but when I think of a fast car, my mind doesn't immediately go to Mazda. Team Allegiance now, they've got the Fire Giant, and they're moving about as fast as a Mazda, if you're gonna subscribe to Toli's way of thinking. They're gonna siege this tier 2 to tier 1. They're gonna look at a Phoenix. Why don't we listen to Team Allegiance as they get their hands dirty?
Why don't you have Vamana too?
Yeah, they're wasting
Should
all
I
their
tell
shit.
Vamana then?
Hold
They're
up,
going
wait.
right.
Just wait. Okay, Kraken's up. Wait on this wave, on this wave.
I'm gonna tell
Trans come in,
Vamana.
trans come in, trans
Try
come
to
in.
get two. Try to get two.
Oh wait, I'm here.
You can top Vamana, you can top Vamana.
Yeah.
I got him. Oh, he ulted it. I shelled.
I got
Look at it. Rat. Oh my God! Oh,
Look at the Vamana, just kill Vamana.
Trans, you're actually a fucking god, bro.
1 HP.
Hold some ulting you. Look at rat. I taunted him. I'm gonna die to Zeus up, but I...
Get mid.
Nice. Nice shit, Wolves, your god.
Mid.
Yeah.
Just get right. Get
It's
right.
All
only
3
4,
Phoenixes, all 3 Phoenixes.
Get right.
It's only Zeus.
No,
pocket.
get right and then.
Yeah. Zeus ult down. Bacchus is burped. Reason.
Get right. And
Nice
the game.
fearless Wolves. Oh my god. Look at Zeus. 2 sages. That's game. Oh!
Get in the game, man.
CaMeRxN's up. Focus Titan. Kill him. Kill him. Disrespecting my man. Tweet about that. Yeah, this was literally the freest games of my fucking life, dude. I don't even feel like celebrating.
Wait.
Team Allegiance looking cute, feeling cute, and sounding confidence as ever. These are the freest games of my life, is the last thing xCynosurex says before he signs off.
Yeah, that was just great performance overall by Allegiance. They find the second win of their set. They have 9 points in this group, so they're going to be first coming out of this group, doing a wonderful job. And now, they were so calm in the end of that game.
You know what I really liked about that play was a lot of times when you see the game ending, the players will go for kills, and you know, me and Adonis are always like, oh, they're trying to boost their stats, or they're just trolling. Right there was a specific reason. Look, you disrespected my man on Twitter. Kill him, kill CaMeRxN. Now talk about that on Twitter. I like to see that straight up, just there's a reason I'm going for you, and Allegiance certainly had every bit of it.
But look, they're still friends at the end of the day. These guys talk a lot outside the game, so no matter what they say to each other within the game, they're still going to always be talking, just having a good time with each other, bouncing ideas off of each other, just trying to create more development within themselves.
Or bouncing ricochet shots if you're Transonics. Transonics, bringing out the Ho-Yi, understanding that, you know, you don't always have to play the meta picks in order to come through. If you guys watched during the regular season, like I said, Transonics, they were talking about banning him out.
Yep.
Transonics made a point to play every single Hunter during the regular season. So, I mean, he has literally played every character. I don't know how you're going to ban that out.
No, not at all. But he couldn't find any solo kills, man. It's just not letting them have those firework matches that we're normally used to seeing between Cameron and Transonics in the online phase. You know, obviously, the global presence between Athena and this Ratatoskr. Yep. So overall, though, Aware still looked very strong overall this whole weekend. They're going to end this weekend with 6 points right now. So as a result, coming into second spot out of this group qualifying for Worlds.
Yeah, so Aware, they looked good once upon a time, but Allegiance are the team that looks absolutely fantastic. I really don't know how to shape it a different way. I'm out of words. That's why I've got 3 guys that look good sitting on the desk for it. Let's toss it over to the analysts.
Thanks, Tom. And Allegiance, basically the same story. We saw them really kind of dominate every lane. Transonics looked a lot more comfortable on the Ho-Yi. I guess after game 1, he kind of fixed himself mentally there and came out. And we didn't see the 1v1, but it was close. It was very close.
I don't know if you remember, but game 5, us against Most Wanted, last LAN, the Summer Split Finals, he played Hui and destroyed us. So
yeah. No, I remember this.
That's kind of why I thought that his Hui would carry. So, but yeah, that's sort of the main reason. His Hui is really good.
And then kind of the flow of the game was very similar, right? xCynosurex sets up Clow, and Clow just connects the Krakens every single time.
Taunt into Nemalt into Kraken. That's the bread and butter, and they used it perfectly. Clow was patient with his Krakens, wasn't using them whenever there wasn't CC or there were relics available. I loved the way he played on that. Wolves did Wolves stuff. Cyno controlled the pace of the game, and Trans, like you mentioned, I mean, when he's on that Ho-Yi, it is scary, man.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, there were a couple points in the mid game where Cloud would get his ult off, and then Aware would be able to kill him, like, while he was ulting, but it's sort of just, they sort of just were able to snowball off farm so that Aware wasn't able to do that anymore, and he went from 2-2, I think, to 6-3 or something like that. Like, he got 4 kills in a row.
It just really kind of felt, again, Allegiance just would find a pick, but then also be healthy and in a good enough position to take those Gold Furies to steal some buffs. Whereas anytime Aware would find a response kill, it was reactive, and they'd be also poked out. There'd be nothing on the map for them to really take. They didn't have a clean, decisive win in any of the fights, really.
And the big difference for me, I think, overall, was the fact that of how strong Wolves looked in that solo lane. I mean, DoctorL was invisible for that set for the majority of it. I mean, on that Vamana, on the Erlong Shen, there was just no team fight presence from him, whereas Wolves was coming in, stealing your buffs, getting multi-man fearlesses, just doing his thing.
That's sort of the thing I was expecting. DoctorL's good if he can get ahead, but usually when you're playing against Wolves, you're not ahead. So
at best, you're even.
Yeah,
yes.
And that's like at best. So
yeah,
it's
best
just,
case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, he had a lot of troubles in the solo lane, like most solo laners do against him.
I mean, it's hard, right? You're playing against one of the better players in the world, not only for his role, but as a player, just in general, in the SEL, he's notably at least top 5, I would say.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, if I were drafting a team, Wolves would be up there for sure.
Jelly.
And Jelly, of course.
Same for me. I'd probably put Dwarfs above him because he's my friend.
There you go. Nothing about Dora's skill, but he's my friend. So,
Hey, he's good too.
Yeah, and did you see the memes that Doris can pull?
Oh,
I
love it.
They actually are.
Yeah.
They're pretty good. I mean,
That's
you got
top tier.
Mytheria too. I mean, you guys are pretty solid on that game.
Yeah,
so
we got plenty of memes on the Eager team.
You're fine. Well, ALG going to take first seed out of the second group, but we do have a man talking to Tom. It's Transonics.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Standing here next to Transonics, as you said, the hunter for ALG, and some might say the breadwinner, honestly. You come through in the clutch in the late game. Talk to me about your role on the team and what you specifically do on Allegiance.
Well, me, I'm the hunter. I mean, so I farm up, I come out of lane, I just kill everybody. Pretty much.
Specifically, you were killing Cameron this one. I know you were talking a lot about the 1v1s. How does that actually play out on the battlefield?
All right, so Cameron got me first game, but like, it's true what you guys said. Like, I wasn't playing my own game. Like, I was focused on 1v1ing him, and that messed me up.
Yeah.
So like, he got me, right? He got it, but overall as ADC, he's definitely not better than me.
Not at all. I think you guys kind of framed that perfectly. Looking at what Cloud was able to do with his pick of the Poseidon, then you playing I'd consider Ho-Yi off meta these days, probably not the go-to character. Talk to me about how Allegiance have their own specific picks.
We pick what we like what we like. Like Cloud, nobody has played Poseidon. I don't remember the last time somebody played Poseidon. Cloud's like, yo, I'm feeling Poseidon. Let's pick him. Now I'm feeling who you. Let's pick him.
Just works out. So would you say you guys play more what you feel?
What
than
we
anything
feeling,
else?
yeah.
Well, certainly working out. You guys are headed to Worlds now, fully qualified.
Yeah.
How does that feel? What are you guys thinking?
Well, last year when I was on Orbit, like when I was watching, I was like, damn, I want to be there. Like I was jealous. I was envy because you get it. Envy came and beat
I
us,
feel you.
but yeah, I was jealous that like they got on the stage and I wanted to be there so bad, and it feels really good that this year I'm gonna be on the stage.
Well, you certainly made it, my man. You changed your hat though today. You know I got problems with
I
that.
got him.
All right, I'll respect it. Got to keep it up for the outfit, but we still got 2 more matches coming at you in just a little bit. Stay tuned. More SCL finals here on hi-rez TV.
But she said, trust me.